Alright everyone, welcome back for another video. I've had a ton of questions and comments and mentions about doing more scrap videos, and although I did go to the scrap yard probably about a week ago and do a little bit of recording here on the scrap yard itself, I am going to take apart an air conditioner today, which a lot of people have been requesting. Take apart air conditioners, and very fortunately I found one in the trash the other day. So today's video will be taking apart air conditioner. Let's get into it and let's see how it goes. Let's do it. Alright, so this is the air conditioner that we're working with today. It's actually a monster. To go off just what scrap prices are average-wise, right now they're really far down. But average-wise, this would probably be about $4 to $5 in scrap, just taken as is, as light iron. And just a little heads up, some scrap yards will not take this if it still has its Freon inside. So you'll have to find someone to remove the Freon, or if you have the right parts, you can go ahead and do that yourself. This one seemed to have been cut quite some time ago. There's actually a cut, although it says works on it. You can see there's a cut right there. But generally speaking, if it was something that was newer, a newer cut, there would be oil and the Freon residue all around here and around the pipe. There, however, is none, so it seems like it must have been cut quite some time ago. It does say works, but clearly I can tell it definitely doesn't work. Could have worked a very long time ago, but that is not the case. So we're going to take this bad boy apart. Alright, so before I go ahead and start to rip apart this mammoth of a machine, I would like to say that scrapping is done completely differently by every single person out there. Some people like to scrap differently, some people like to take apart different parts. Also, a huge thing is people value their time differently. Something like this might cost $5, or you might get $5 in scrap value at the scrapyard as is. Once you take it all apart, you might get 20 or 30 bucks. Someone, it might take them 2 hours to take it apart. Some people take them 20 minutes to take it apart. Some people value that 20 minutes differently, just like some people value their 2 hours differently. So one thing I definitely like to do when I take apart these machines is I generally leave the motor inside, just because the motor is a very difficult part for myself to kind of take out. So let's get into it. The first thing I definitely like to do is take off the outer frame. Got some pieces over there. So this outer frame is just light iron. And then you have this, oh, this seems to be a lot easier than most of them. I will go ahead, and there's these little hex nuts. So that popped off pretty easy. And of course, a wasp decides to join us. Alright, ideally this would pop out right now. Almost there. It does have a little clip inside, so like they both do. Probably just there we go. Alright. So this is one of your coils. We'll slowly clip that piece off. One helpful thing is definitely a battery operated Sawzall. The next thing to do, which I won't show on this video, is you will continue to cut all these off. Actually, you know what? I will show you, because you know what? We'll make this really easy. Scrapping. We'll go ahead. One thing I generally do is I generally cut off the coils while it still has this iron piece on the side. If you take it just like this to the scrapyard, you're going to get about a third of the price you would get, as opposed to if you take off this one piece of iron on each side. So it really helps to take that off. I know with the bigger ones, the bigger coils on the central air units, generally speaking, you will get about $30 to $35 for one of these if you take off the sides. If you don't, you'll get about like around 10 bucks. So it pays to just spend a minute or 2 minutes to cut this part off. But like I said, I'll cut off this part first. Alright, so I got all those off. I'll go ahead and do the other side while I'm at it. Alright, and then at the bottom, you'll see at the bottom corner, all these, what people call are noodles, would go as number 2 copper. It's probably, I'd say roughly about a half a pound there, so there's about $1 in copper noodles. The next piece would be this. So that part's off. And that part's off. These would just go as iron. Now you have a clean copper radiator. I would say this one right here probably weighs around 10 pounds, and I think the price right now is about $1 per pound. If you want to go ahead, this is something I've never done, and I kind of don't want to do them ever, but that is to somehow cut into here, take away all the aluminum, and then you'll have clean number 2 copper to scrap as well. Then you'll get, I think, like $2.10 or $2.20 for the clean copper, and then about 22 cents in terms of pounds, 22 cents per pound for the aluminum. So just like this, you get $1 per pound. That's one way to keep it as. So pretty much just by going off that, we have now $1 in copper. We have a $10 copper aluminum radiator. And this piece, originally, we would have started off with just $5 in scrap. So we've already doubled our money just by taking off that one piece. We will then go ahead, flip this around, and we have more of those small hex nuts over here. Looks like we have 3 on top. Don't know if these are crucial to take out, but generally speaking, I try to take them out because I don't want to. These might just get in the way when trying to take out the sealed unit. That is now taken out. This is a piece of plastic, so this is just garbage. Very simple. That's just garbage. It's also garbage. This piece here. And I'm looking, probably there's going to be some more of those hex nuts. There are some on this side. those off. This is insulated copper right here. So this is generally going to be my non-ferrous bucket. I'm going to go through this later and just take out all the copper and stuff like that. There won't be too much to separate, which will be nice. This thing, all right, I think we have to do the other side. I think that might, nope, that's not it. Alright, that might have popped it out. Maybe. Looks like there's probably about 3 more right here behind this control panel. So I'm going to have to pop this one up and then unscrew those, but I'm going to go ahead and cut off this piece of copper so this will pop out easier once I get that done. Alright, so that should be cut. The next one's to then get out these. Alright, I think it should be out now. Let's see. Ah, voila, look how easy that was. Popped it right out. Alright. So here we have a piece of copper. Nice good piece of copper. This is probably close to about £1. So that's about $2. As the plane goes by, we have some more copper. This really isn't much, probably about £1/4 of a pound. This right here, generally the last piece to take off, that's about ½ a pound, 2/3 of a pound, is this. This is the sealed unit. That wire there is all insulated copper. Number 2 insulated copper. So the last piece I generally take out would be this sealed unit. Alright, to get this last piece off, I went ahead, got a socket. This is an adapter to put a socket onto, I don't know the actual name, socket adapter maybe is the right word, but this is to put it onto your impact gun or your screwdriver. I also have an impact wrench, which this would just slide right onto the impact wrench if you have the right size. However, to keep things pretty easily, I just went ahead and did that. There are then 3 bolts you have to take off, or 3 nuts you have to take off around the sealed unit. I thought I had the right size, but I guess not. This is 14 millimeters. This one's 13 millimeters. This should be it. That seems like it's it. So as you see, this will probably take you 20 seconds or so. Alright, this should just slide right off. And then essentially this should just pop right off. Essentially. Seems like it wants to be a little arrogant right now. This one does. That one side. That's good. And there you go. I would say the majority of the weight of this machine, or this piece of air conditioner, is in there. That thing probably weighs 40 or 50 pounds. So this, I think right now, is about 8 cents per pound. Lastly, for anyone out there who might want to do the last piece of scrapping, you can go ahead and clip off your insulating copper wire. This right now is about 45 cents per pound. Usually it's about 50 cents per pound. That is no good. This is insulated copper. Oh, this is insulated copper. So that would kind of conclude it here. We did take apart, I did not take apart the rest of this. Not take apart the rest of this radiator piece, this coil, similar to the other one. You're going to first want to cut apart the top coils. This one's actually a little bit bigger. And then do the bottom ones, and then you're going to want to take off this iron piece as well. That would fetch you the most amount of money, and it's very, very simple to do that part. I generally do say to leave the motor. The motor itself, unless you really want to take it out, you're going to have to pop off this whole piece right here. You're probably going to have to take off this piece as well. Take off the fan to get that out, and then you're going to also have to unbolt it from this frame. So the amount of time invested into that generally isn't worth the while, or worth my time. But like everyone says, your time is valuable, my time is valuable, everyone values their time differently. So if that's what you want to do, you can go ahead and do that. You can also probably take apart this little control panel. There's a little bit of insulated wire you'll see in there as well, maybe about 40 cents of insulated wire. If you want to go ahead and do that. But overall, a fun day. We took apart a bunch of stuff. This is your copper. I do believe this piece right here is also number 2 copper. So if you want to take that out, I would actually suggest taking that off, because otherwise you're only getting about 8 cents per pound for the sealed unit, as opposed to $2 for the copper, number 2 copper. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up. I would say roughly now you have about $20, $25 in scrap, as opposed to when you started you had $5 in scrap. So hopefully that helped. If you guys are interested in scrapping, smack the like button, subscribe down below for more scrap videos. If you're curious about where I get this kind of stuff and you haven't subscribed already, subscribe down below. I do a ton of trash picking videos, and that's where I find all these kind of things. Let me know if you guys want to see me take apart more things in the future. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. As always, smack the like button. Catch up with you guys next time. And until next time, have a great day. Keep living dream. Peace.